Hey, True Believers, Englentine here. I haven't done one of these comment answering videos in a long time, so I figured, what the heck, let's do one of those also. Basically talk about whatever the heck you guys want to talk about. There are a few things on the table even. Along with the comments, I want to talk about this whole page out of a book that came out today, or tomorrow, I guess, where DC's introducing a new non-binary character to the Super Sons. It is the essential, I mean, or what am I trying to say? It is absolutely the greatest example of message over story. As a matter of fact, stops the story. I don't even know it yet. I just seen the one page. I can't imagine the flow of the story continuing because it stops dead to explain gender identity and everything. It's just, it's a sad state of affairs. Thursday night, also stick around on Thursday. Don't stick around waiting for it, you know, go eat, do your bathroom thing. Yeah. But on Thursday, me and Eric are going to talk about the death of Captain America, not just the story, but the fact that he hasn't been seen for 20 years, almost, actually about 15 years. But without further ado, let's get to the point of all this and get on to some comments. Now I'm going to go back a week and start with what this is why Tom King killed Guy Gardner in the comments to that one. Will continue, and hello to Jim Sorensen, and feel free to comment on the comments. Let me know what you guys think here. This was a video I did. It was live stream. It's a bit taken off of that, and we were talking about just Tom King, Vita Ayala. These writers come in and they're just Tom Taylor. They're horrible for DC Comics. Hominous Nocturnus is going to start us off here saying there's 4 legs on a table, 4 walls on a house, 4 seats in a Mustang GT. We're the 4 corpsmen. You don't screw with what works. Guy Gardner, it's what he says in Human Target number 6. Tom screwed with what works by writing that crap. And yes, I know Black Label is not mainstream, main continuity, and still is crap. Guy Gardner trying to kill Ice killing Guy Gardner. That's some bull crap. Now, in the interview we read, it did say something along the lines of, you know, there's always a twist. So it alluding to the fact that he's going to come back. Crisis Comics, who, by the way, seems to be taking this personally, says Ice was one of the few who believed in most in Guy Gardner's inner goodness and was able to draw out his sensitive side. Her killing him is no more believable than if John or Beatrice killed him, meaning Fire or Martian Manhunter. Next up, we have Jay Lucen saying, for me, nothing will top turning Wally West into a serial killer than, of course, killing him off 3 short years after his triumphant return in Rebirth. King is absolutely the worst. If I got some of that wrong, it's because I've done my damnedest to block it out. Yeah, Heroes in Crisis sucked. I don't think I've never met anybody who was like, ooh, Heroes in Crisis, it's my favorite story, love it, all right. Jason Alexander, I'm going to guess not that Jason Alexander, says, I was a huge Diamati's Giffen fan, for the JLI, as well as a Ted Cord Beetle fan. I really liked Infinite Crisis. I was upset when that Ted was killed, but it pushed the story forward. It wasn't cheap to me. And Overlord says, I absolutely agree. The death was epic, heroic, and we can look fondly back on him. Mr. Miracle started out great, but after a while it was tiresome and confusing. Man, I loved the first half of the series. Okay, this comes from me saying how we had this thing I used to do. It was called the Spirit Awards and the Gabby Awards. The worst, the Gabbies were the worst. Spirit Awards were the best. When Mr. Miracle hit, Tom King was voted best. Man, people couldn't get enough of this guy. Seriously. By the 6th issue, he was being nominated for the worst. Oh my God. They didn't want a thing to do with Mr. Miracle for how bad it had left a taste in their mouth. Now, he's saying Scott Baio, but I have no idea why we brought him up. Bendis's Daredevil was great, says Jason Alexander. I haven't read it, so I don't know. I'm a big fan of Bendis Daredevil and Ultimate Spider-Man with Mark Bagley on art. The majority of Peter Parker material until Ultimate Comics, which was the last 25 issues. I think that's what it was brought in. I was talking about the greatness of Daredevil for the first 300 issues. I never read the Bendis run, then got back to it. Cole Mortimer 1066, who's by the way been in the comments forever and a day. I thought Tom King's Batman was great up until Batman 38, where he peaked. If you want to read a good short Tom King story, go with the double date in 37 to 38. It's a beautiful look at both Batman and Catwoman, as well as Superman and Lois. Now, I like that story. He's right. But for me, and I've said this so many times, Tom King has been hit and miss for me. His Batman definitely was. Some people loved it. Some people hated it. I thought it was kind of right down the middle. Some good, some bad. But for me, that Tom King died or something, and if I see Tom King on an interesting book, I will not even bother with it. By Batman 60 or so, he was done. I am not sure what happened, but nothing good released from King from then on. A lot of people count The Wedding. It was just the death of their interest in Tom King books forevermore. Hendrick's saying, did anyone have any thought on Tomasi Super Son's story today? I don't like the gender identity. We're going to talk about that in a little bit, but I also like the fact that the Super Sons are standing up for kids. Yeah, there's a there's a story there. We're gonna, and it's, yeah, I'm going to do a straight up review for Old Man Comics, and we're going to talk about that either today, hopefully today, but either today or tomorrow. Any intelligent fool can make things bigger, more complex, and more violent. It takes a touch of genius and a lot of courage to move in the opposite direction. And this is a quote from E.F. Schumacher by Michael Palmer. Skip and Tosh says, Greg Smallwood's art has been so good through those first 6 issues. So that has been a Tom King staple. Mitch Gerard is a brilliant and beautiful artist, man. Serious. But he is stuck with Tom King. So, Skip, I think you're on to something here. Oh, I should be liking these as I go to mark them. But, yep. And hello and meet to In a Disguise. I sacrifice this comment to the YouTube algorithm gods. This is a Gay Spider-Man Can't Walk and other geek news. I always ask people, and I will again. Look, obviously, you can help out the channel by going to Ko-Fi. Drop $1 in the till. There's a little tip jar at Ko-Fi. You like, hey, he makes good videos. Here's $1. All right, cool. Love it. Thank you very much. And it goes, by the way, directly into PayPal. It doesn't get taken up by anything, even Ko-Fi. Well, PayPal takes their 10%. But also, I always say, really a way to help. And I'm trying to get the algorithm up. Trying to get the views up, and so far it's working. I've lost a few because I didn't produce videos in the last 2 days. But overall, the way that you truly can help this channel, if you don't want to do it monetarily, please say something in the comments, not just the chat, but the comments itself, and hit like and share it. Just share it on Twitter, share it on Facebook, whatever. Hopefully get the word out. Let's see. Is the character's real name T. Franklin or some variation of the writer's name, Fran Teaklin? This was the gay Spider-Man. She's in a wheelchair. It's almost comical how many things they gave this character. I don't remember if it was T. Franklin or whatever. Whatever happened to Huntera? Wasn't she supposed to be related to Reed? I have no freaking clue. That sounds new Fantastic Four. I have said, and I do admit that there was a period of time where I was like, you know what? I'm out. I'm dropping it. It was at the New 52. I said, I'm done with comics, and just kind of walked away until Rebirth. Let's see, 1335. Oh, okay. Only DC ever showed Access in books outside. Oh, yeah, we were talking about whatever happened to Access, you know. He was the character after they did Marvel and DC. He was a character that could bounce between both. So that Yellow Spider guy saying only DC ever showed Access in books outside of the crossover. DC and Marvel both share ownership rights to Axel. Marvel just never used him outside of DC and Marvel crossover. Now, then we go on to It's Not Bigotry If I Say It. Black Panther writer Brian Edward Hill embraces bigotry. And he basically says, you know, anybody who doesn't agree with him politically, it was something along the lines of, you might not support FBI, CIA, but the alphabet letters you do support are the KKK. It was really ridiculously stupid for him to say it. I've asked him on. He said he would maybe in September, but we'll see. Let's see. I had an idea for you for short videos, a series on superheroes versus superhero fights, cover one and dones and fantasy ones. That's actually not a bad idea. Let's see. Mitch Gerard is the kind of artist that I hate, someone with skill but pairs himself with a mundane. He could work with anyone he wanted to. And you know what? He makes bad books beautiful. That's his job every time he teams up with Tom King. I hate in the sense that he could, yeah, I understand you don't hate him. It's that you hate that in order to see Mitch Gerard awesome art, you have to buy books like Heroes in Crisis. And by the way, look at some of the pictures from Heroes in Crisis. Horrible book. Beautiful, beautiful art. Well, the artist has to draw what matches what the story is. That's what they pay you to do, and that's what you do. And he does it well. By the sounds of Black Panther is going to be at the bottom of Twiddle's cage. I hope not. Look, Brian Edward Hill, one of the reasons why I called him out on is I like his writing. I really do. And he had for a while been someone who was, you know, I may disagree with you politically, but I'll fight to the death for your right to say, you know, one of those people. And then all of a sudden he just kind of did a hard left turn into bigotry and racism. You know how it is. Most far leftists are bigots. It just, I guess it comes with the territory. Let's see. It's really disappointing. No, Brian Edward Hill would think. It really is, isn't it? I don't like thinking that anyone. It pains me when I read things like from Jerry Conway and other older artists and writers. Brian the Hill liberal, I guess. That's from Michael Hart. Let's see, Michael Harterfield on the Tom King. He had to die to make room for the 16-year-old multiracial vegan pacifist activist woman of color with authority issues who DC say is now a Green Lantern. Okay. Yeah, you know, the order. I thought he was being facetious, but he's actually talking about what's that? The one with the triangle mask and the hair. Well, that was weird. You know, the ordered military corps. That that's actually a real thing, isn't it? Let's see. It was only a matter of time before someone took him out. That guy was a real jerk. He was, sir, but not ice. Back to the gay Spider-Man can't walk. Another geek news. Wraith is saying, when the X-Men were in San Francisco, I found it annoying that Wolverine was there and on the Avengers at the same time. I'm with you on that, but I've been that way since the 80s and 90s when Wolverine would be in everything. It's like, nope. Let's really go over what Wolverine's day here. Let's see. Lord Xander saying Tom King is the worst writer ever, to which Infamy says, yes, he's horrendous. I wouldn't read another King comic if he paid me. Jim Sorensen says that shows his hard work and dedication. He's got stiff competition for that title. Lord Xander takes a little bit too more serious. And what are you talking about? TK is not only a bad writer, but the laziest writer ever to produce, which Jim Sorensen, I get his humor, says, look at his competition for worst. Vita Ayala, Stephanie Phillips, the entire X Office. I agree. King is still top of that heap for worst, but he really has to work hard to keep that. And he's right. Oh, I'm confusing Clayman with Mitch Gerard. Thank you, Maranya. Okay, Clayman is awesome. Mitch Gerard, he's still good. Yeah, but you're right. That's the way my mind thinks. So, hello, Maranya. How you doing? Let's see. I fed the algorithm. I'm doing my part. Are you? All right. Starship Troopers is awesome. There is no argument to that. I think that's some opinions just aren't opinions. Righty then. Let's move on. I like to go through these. Sometimes I try to answer, then I think, no, just get to them in a video. Maybe I'll make this a weekly thing. Modern DAU comics stint. Don't quite get what you're saying there, Nick Wilson. This is to my comic books were better in the 1930s. Comic books were better, for those of you who might not remember, because I haven't done one in a while. Basically, I go over a decade and show you what made that decade great and what makes that decade better than this decade. But then again, I also did a comic books were better in the 2010 just to show that there's still some good being produced. You know, and that's the truth of the matter. There is some good books being made out there. Razor Fist goes to give kids the world. You know, some people took this seriously. I mean, I'm all throughout, I'm describing what I want here. and I've got a big old smile on my face, and some people took it seriously. Razor Fist goes to Give Kids the World. He didn't go. We were talking about comic book channels and related channels. Razor Fist comes up to me because he's kind of ridiculous to me, and in a fun way because of his attitude, you know, like this. And I joke about the fact that there's no possible way he's like that all the time. Like, that's not genuinely him, because nobody could live that on that high energy all the time. I just find it to be very funny. I find him to be funny, not in a disrespectful way. I just enjoy his content, but I get the joke. And I thought, I said, wouldn't it be funny? My whole thing was to get this attitude. All right, now you're going to go to Give Kids the World, where you have all these dying kids around. Because every time you see a celebrity go to Give Kids the World, they're always kind of, you know, they might be fun and playful, but they're always kind of also a little bit somber, a little bit, I don't know, high class. And it would be fun to see somebody get a, hey, little kid, what you done of? You know, that kind of thing, just right on in. So that was the premise. And yet still, I think it would be freaking hilarious to have Razor Fist go to Give Kids the World. All right. So, back to Gay Spider-Man Can't Walk. The article saying the MCU should go with X-23 because Logan died. Oh, yeah. That was one of the other geek stories. Because Logan died in the movies, does that mean Jean Grey, Professor X, and Cyclops would also not be in the MCU since they all died as well? Yes. Actually, according to Wraith, I got to agree with you on this. There was a person that says, no, Logan died, so bring in Laura Kinney. But if you go with that storyline, then you can't bring in the rest of the X-Men because they's dead. Yeah. Alrighty. So I was right. Videos. Yeah, I like that too. Let's see. This convo is awesome. Thank you, Matthew D. Rays. We try to entertain. It's infotainment. Alrighty. Going back to the Black Panther, Mr. Ron Lubitsch says, broad brush rhetoric is lazy and dehumanizing no matter what political fraction it comes from. What he said was definitely bigoted, but not really racist. And if I said racist, okay, I apologize. I don't know if I use that because I'm very particular about my words. Racism is racism. Bigotry, the classic definition of bigotry is to lump everybody or to insult a whole bunch of people because of their views. Paraphrasing. Okay, so this guy, Ron, says, historically, the KKK was certainly more comfortable originally with the demo. Oh, he's going to, that's the guy, he pushes the party switch. Like, no. Conservatives were Democrats. Now conservatives are Republicans. Therefore, it's Republicans, and they always have been. It was just under a different name. Historically, the KKK was certainly more comfortable originally in the Democratic Party, but that hasn't been the case since Nixon's Southern strategy remade the GOP, except for it didn't. I'm sorry, it just didn't. Those roles shifted. Does this make every Republican racist? No, not at all, but it's worthy of examining how that big tent party political leaders decided it would exploit fear of immigrants as well as religious and ethnic minorities. Right off the bat, Ron, I could tell you're not actually paying attention. You're paying attention to what Democratic leaders are saying about Republicans. And that's the big difference. All right. But anyway, there you go. Let's see. Jim Sorensen says about the Tom King, my problem with the premise of Civil War is where were they during the Mutant Registration Act? Ooh. Yeah, didn't particularly care about that one, did they? All right. Watch Pirate Swiggity about the Razor Fist. Watch any of Razor's streams. I think that's the purest embodiment of how he is off cam. Mostly chill, and then he'll start ranting on a given topic as it comes up. Pfft, who the hell does that? Let's see. Wraith says hi. Well, thank you. Wraith is a great example of, hey, guys, just leave a comment in the comment section so it helps out the algorithm. Thank you, Wraith. Don't be a not Wraith. Be a Wraith. Okay. MK on the Razor Fist says, Zach, what doesn't Eric Breen have? Monkeypox, by the way. As far as I know, at this moment, Eric has no monkeypox. All right. Eric once told me he needs a book or two of some horror collection or something. I just forget. Okay, Eric, what books are you looking for? Okay, let's see. Going up. Right. Back to the Tom King. JB Brolick says Guy Gardner is great in the 1980s and early 90s. He was great because he was such an over-the-top ass. I would laugh, which is rare for me in superhero books. Granted, humor was never something that was attempted often in the past when writers could have actually pulled it off. Yeah, nowadays, I don't know. You can't get away with it. And more recent under Jeff Johns and Venditti, he was more of a likable, genuine hero while still being a meathead. Yeah, I remember reading a couple of them. Okay, a couple of books where he was in them. He didn't seem like the same character. Let me see. In for a penny, in for a pound, as the saying goes, Maranya. Wait, what? Oh, okay. Let's see. Razor Fist is funny. Here it is. In a Disguise. I Love Comics gets views up. Bring back Geek Thunderdome. Chop the live streams into small videos. Might help up views. Actually, that's what's going to happen. God bless him. Jimmy Quirks has decided to be an editor. So he's going to be taking live streams. If you guys noticed, I privatized the Jack Kirby. He said he wanted to do something with it. If he can do it quickly, we've got something. So he's going to be editing the Jack Kirby video into something. I did a video about Reed Richards' sister. It's a little bit dated now, but he chopped it up. He actually took it from 18 minutes to 6 minutes. It's actually a decent video, but it's out of date right now. But I told him I thought it was great, but for one thing, he took out a little context of something that happened at the end, something we were saying at the end. Otherwise, from what he showed me, hey, I'm very excited about what he's planning on doing. So there you go. But that is the plan. So fed up with views like Ron's. Yeah. Quickly editing takes a lot of work. He's going to be miserable. It's up to him. Well, that's the whole difference. And that's something we talked about. Because he says, well, how much do you post? And I said, well, I post a video every day. And he was like, wow, can your audience handle it? Well, yeah, that's actually, I kind of post, for the longest time, I was posting 3 or 4 videos a day. Kind of like Comic Perch and what's the other guy's name? Wes, freaking hell, Thinking Critical. Yeah. All righty. Then we get to I Love Comics versus Bounding Into Comics. Now, this was a mountain out of a molehill kind of thing. It all took place really an argument over, for me, 3 or 4 words. For Ash, he felt Bounding Into Comics slandered him, so he was a little bit more passionate on the whole thing. But in order to get somebody from Bounding Into Comics, John Delaraz jumped on, and Comic Works has got the little eye roll emoji with JDA. Comic Book Frog is saying, remember, as host, you can mute people who won't shut up. Yeah, I don't do that a lot, but yes. Let's see. Is anything good in the MCU Phase 4? Me and Zach got into a conversation about that, talking about what we liked and what we didn't like. I enjoyed fans giving honest opinions. Thank you for not edgelording. I don't. I like things. I don't like some things, but in all honesty, I don't do a lot of hate watching. Even if I think it's going to be something I won't like Miss Marvel, I go in with the hopes that it is going to be good. You know, I want everything that's released to be good. So I go in wanting to have a good time. I don't go in thinking, oh, here we go. Oh, it's going to suck. Whoa. SJW here. Let me get in. You know, I'm not black-pilled, basically. But thank you very much. Yes. The one thing that I guess I did talk about, we talked about the anything good in the MCU. I never brought up what if. I never brought up what if. That's the worst thing that Marvel has put out since ever. It's actually worse than Howard the Duck. There is nothing worse than What If as far as anything Marvel has ever produced for one of their movies. The Fantastic Four done by Roger Corman is better than What If. In any of the Fantastic Four. Fan-4-Stick is better than What If. That is the worst thing that has the Marvel name on it. Seriously. You could go all the way back to the 1940s in the Captain America serial, and not the eating, but viewing. And I think that's better than What If. Yeah, I saw the Power Pack TV show whose pilot never sold. That was better than What If. What If is the donkey pox of Marvel Universe. It really is. It is horrible. All right, so Tim Morris on the Razor Fist Goes to Give Kids the World. I love Razor Fist. He's super chill in his streams, but he almost always caps them off with a rant, which he slides into so naturally you don't even realize it's happening. This guy is wicked sharp. Wicked sharp. Razor and Bill Whittle are my two favorite commentaries, and I'd kill to see them on a stream together, having a conversation. I think that would, I like Bill Whittle as well. I think that would be kind of fun. That'd be interesting. Ash was a bit too upset for what happened, but felt that JDO was defending his fellow journalist just to defend a coworker, just because he was a fellow worker. Maybe so. Let's see. Comic Work says, I just rewatched this, and man, this is all just small nitpick for after another. And it seems like Ash has a point that's not using the full quote made it seem like it was about Roe versus Wade. But in fact, the full quote reveals that it wasn't about Roe versus Wade because of the of RVW being overturned. Sorry about that. The showrunner says that it can be interpreted or related to that. Yeah, that's what I got as well. It wasn't intended that way. Also, JDA should stay to his own channel because he just escalates issues. Well, unfortunately, JDA ended everything with a slur, and he will not be asked back. I do not allow slurs on my channel. I just do not allow it. And there is zero tolerance for it. What If was awesome. Maybe I did mention it. What If was awesome. No, it wasn't. Sorry, dude. I totally disagree with you. Hey, glad you liked it. Your time was better spent. To me, it was garbage. Hillary Duff was Lizzie McGuire, says Jim Sorensen. Well, at least one of us knew that. We got into a conversation. My daughters watched all of that stuff. So, yeah. Let's see. All right, we've got to go up a little bit. Wraith says George Martin probably plotted that part out many, many years ago, long before he actually wrote the book. Aloise, who says she knows the lore, says in Fire and Blood, Aima dies because of the strain the birthing process put on her body. Her son died in his crib. I have yet to see the show or read the book. I didn't think about the show changing the story. And Aloise says, understandable. The interest in Song of Ice and Fire content died down after Game of Thrones' abysmal ending. And when they announced that Corlys Valerian was getting race swapped, that was a red flag for me. Corlys, the sea snake, is the father of Lenore and Lena. A pivotal plot point in the story is the paternity of Rhaenyra's, I can't say these names, children who Rhaena claims are Leonore's children. I just don't trust Hollywood not to screw it up. Well, I don't know the lore all that great. Never read the books. And in all honesty, I'm loving this Game of Thrones, man. It is awesome. All right. Eloise says, I pop in at an hour 30. I retain that the tweets are the worst means of communication. It is. I agree with you, Eloise. I first came across PKG. Oh, the Painkiller Jane video. I did a comic book origins. I'm doing a whole bunch of comic book origins again. Those tend to be the evergreens on my channel here. Like for all of the stuff that I've ever done over the years on this channel, the one thing that just continues and continues to get views are the comic book origins. So I'm going to try to be more Johnny on the spot with those videos. And for some reason, this of all the things, like obviously the Nubia is the number one. There's 90,000, almost 100,000 views on that one. And then Monica Rambeau is second. But like Tank Girl is third. Tank Girl. That shocks the freaking hell out of me. That is even more so than Nubia and Monica Rambeau. Tank Girl is a video that shows up in my top 10 videos of every month. That's the one that people always watch. Alrighty, let's see. Hold on, let me get. I don't blame JDA so much for doing that. If it was for a reason, I allow slurs on my channel. Go to my live streams. There you go. Go to Hendrix if you want to yell the N word and the F words for people and all that. Okay, but geek is not a slur, right? I've never considered geek a slur. Never has. I understand where it comes from, like sideshow geek, that kind of thing. But what it's been standing for the last 40 years is basically people who are into something maybe just a little bit too much. And yeah, that's us. That's Comic Geek. I wear mine on. I wear it on my sleeve. And what about dumbass got banned for that one on a different? That's weird. That is weird. I think somebody just took that a little bit too much. I don't know what was said. I didn't watch for long. Had to go to work. Yeah, that happens. GOT was great till they came to a point where they went beyond the source material. Yeah, the original Game of Thrones, I still liked it. Did you see my link to Super Sons? I did. And even as we speak, I'm giving you watch time. I'll check it out a little bit later. I just wanted to do a live stream. Tank Girl is fun. Not great, but fun. And go figure, the comic book origin is, like I said, it's one of the, that and surprisingly enough, Bob the Agent. Bob, on the other channel, Bob the Hydra Agent is just one of the top. It's like one of the top fives. Go figure. Bob the Hydra Agent of all things, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. A lot of people are giving positive reviews, have adjusted their expectations to it's sort of okay, not completely terrible. You know, I've got to call you out here, Jay. You are trying to jump into the minds of people. That's it. You're trying, it's what do they call it? Sour grapes or something like that, where the blah 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 yada yada. You're trying to justify something you don't agree with by saying they can't possibly think that way without shifting things. It could be, and I'm just gonna go out on a limb here. People are able to watch something and form their own opinion. It's just the way it is, man. Sometimes people don't agree with you. Alrighty, 14 mean John Ridley. This is Reed Rich's sister. I probably brought up the other history of the DC universe and said the wrong name. Tahilium says, in 14 minutes in, you mean John Ridley. I personally think he should go back to doing films and stay away from comics. I absolutely agree with you, sir. Wraith going, this seems familiar because it was part of a live stream. Let's see. Painkiller Jane. Haven't found the series yet. Been looking forward to it. It took me freaking forever, by the way, to find the first appearance of Painkiller Jane to do this one. Razorfist goes to give kids the world. Do says it's called a character. Of course he's not like, let me try to read that and actually read the words. It says it's called a character. Of course B doesn't always talk like that. I was joking, dumbass. Seriously. Are you f***ing serious? Could you not see the big-ass smile on my face? You actually did an all-in-caps comment on my channel to yell at me, to tell me that I didn't know that he was doing a character when I was being facetious. I was making a joke, you moron, okay? Okay? All right? We good? Alrighty, chill it down, use the noggin, and we can be friends. Okay, so next up, South Park versus The Simpsons, and Beavis and Butthead return. Let's see, they killed Winger's career. Well, not to say it was deserved. Remind me to tell you how I was banned from Nerdette's live stream by a guy who looks exactly like the 40s WW player. Are you talking about Robert? You will not believe it. Of course, Shoot the Bird. In a disguise, I think you did tell me that story. Yeah, Robert Willing is actually a good guy. I don't know why he would ban you, though. Like, what did you say? Let's see. I couldn't take the actor who plays Carlos seriously in episode 2 near the end. I think the show nails Otto and Damon, though. Once again, I don't know everything you do, Aloise, about the story, and maybe that disconnect allows me to like things. Yeah. You dumbass likes comment. Throw his flaming cats at Rhaegar. Don't we all? I mean, that's kind of our Thursday, right? Wait, no, he didn't. Oh, I see. Okay. Throws flaming cats and he says dodges the gay cats. All right, that's good. That one's good. Maybe he's like Sheldon and can't understand sarcasm, right? What the hell? At first, I actually thought I would hate this show format, but it's growing on me, says Rhaegar. Are we talking Game of Thrones or reading comments? Let's see. Making a joke. What is this joke thing you speak of, says Glinzer. Wait, I should be using all caps. Alrighty. Let's see. Going back to the is anything good in the MCU? Love the honest opinion. Great job. Thank you again there. Or thank you, Adam Grant. Also, just saying Luke Cage and Iron Fist together is the only way to keep those two in the MCU. Luke's vibe is too Harlem, and Danny's is too cultural appropriation for Disney. You got something there. So, what's the over-under on them bringing Danny Rand, Iron Fist, into the MCU and making him Asian? What do you think? Yeah, I think that's the way they're going to go. If they bring Iron Fist into the MCU, they're going to replace him with an Asian guy. Wraith says hi on the South Park. What's up, Wraith? Thank you for the comment. The algorithm helping comment. And a gentleman named Andrew says there's a second channel he does called Shadowcast, where he basically talks about pulp action hero The Shadow. And I'm pleased to say that in that channel, he's a pretty chill dude. Well, yeah, once again, I kind of figured, because you can't be that way all the time. People would yell at you. The Ascendianic Stoic for I Love Comics versus Bounding Into Comics says, even though the scene was written, filmed, and edited long before the Supreme Court overturned Roe versus Wade in June, it feels more timely and impactful than ever, says Sopatrick. That's the showrunner. More timely and impactful than ever. That definitely sounds like someone that's trying to falsely suggest that the scene was all about Roe versus Wade to score some political points with the pro-abortionists. Also, not sure how you think the Queen could have been saved exactly. I didn't. I don't know where that came out. If you're talking to me, or like, I can honestly say I never said that. I don't know how that would have been interpreted, or maybe somebody else said it, and I just don't know. I just don't know who said it. So, okay, Rawhide Kids Slapping Leather, Book 2, Bad Comic Beatdown Live. The weird part is that the father was not a coward. The father stood up to the outlaw. The outlaw was just faster. Being slow ain't being cowardly. Not saying he should be proud of his paw being slow. Just the insult doesn't match the disappointment. You know, you got a good comment there and a good point there, the over-under thinker. By the way, Bad Comic Beatdown Live, unfortunately, it just didn't get views. These were some of the lowest viewed videos we ever did. So we're trying to find out something else we can do on Fridays. But if you want to see some fun, and I'm telling you, this is a lot of fun, go watch the Rawhide Kids Slapping Leather series. We did all, what was it, 5 books, all 5 books. Eric freaking nails it as the Rawhide Kid. Pixel is the kid who's calling his own paw a coward all the time. It's just one hell of a fun book. We did it because it was Gay Pride Month, and this was known as one of the most offensive books, because they don't just make Rawhide Kid gay. They make him gay 1980s neighbor gay. They like their gay people flaming. And yeah, it was a hell of a lot of fun. It was a hell of a lot of fun. That one comment on the video annoyed me because it was unnecessarily yelling. Let's see. They have to make Danny Rand Asian. You know, only Asian and Chuck Norris know how martial arts. Yeah, right. Well, not a lot of people know this, but all Asians know martial arts when they're born. They don't even have to learn it. They know 2 things, rice and martial arts. That's all. You know, that's just the way it is. It's just like if you're going to make a whole bunch of covers for DC Comics based upon the Hispanic, the Hispanic culture, everyone's got to be carrying some tacos, some tamales, some empanadas or something along those. There is no Hispanic culture outside of freaking tacos. We know this. It's ridiculous to even suggest otherwise. You get one of your regular panelists on. I like your combos, especially on my day off. Well, we might do that after the. I'll send something after the comments. I really wanted to do the comment section solo. Let's see. Rawhide Kid was funny as I thought I was going to die, says Rhaegar. Let's see. The show had nothing to do with Roe versus Wade, but if a greater thing fell into your lap, use it. Yeah, I guess so. Nobody watches videos on Friday night. Yeah, I noticed that. When can we outsource Hispanic culture to China? I know, right? Let's see. China tried. China's like, hey, we can do taco. We can do taco. Here's bao bun. No, it's not the same. Not the same. No, just not the same. They changed. Yeah, I heard they're going back to the original, which is actually a pretty nice cover. New Comics Day is now Taco Tuesday. Don't. Yo quiero Taco Bell. All righty. Painkiller Jane. Jim Sorensen says the first time I saw her was on a Punisher crossover. The first time I saw her was researching this freaking video. And it was hard to find the book she's in. It's like 99 guns or something like that. Captain Marvel Jr. Comic Book Origins Explained. Thank you, by the way, Devon Gray, for checking out one of the older videos. I do appreciate it. Saying, wait, so Captain Marvel Jr. is Shazam? Well, he was for a while. I don't know if he is now, but there was a moment where Captain Marvel Jr. became Captain Marvel, and Captain Marvel was the Wizard Shazam. Comics. It's weird. Okay, Aloise, hey, thank you for the comment on the Body Doubles comic video that I just posted tonight. Body Doubles 1990s Bad Girl Assassins, the comic book origins. No green screen, nice. You can use more lighting though. Actually, okay, here's the thing. This is an older video, and it was at my old house. The very ending though led into the very old credit section, so I reshot it. What I didn't do was I watched the beginning and changed it. I watched the end and changed it. I didn't watch the middle. If I watched the middle, I would have seen that I was in the old house through every segment, and I would have redone all of it. Sorry, but that's what was going on right there. Let's see. Good video narration. Nice flow. Why, thank you. Thank you very much, Eloise. I certainly appreciate that. Guys, if you haven't seen the body doubles here on this channel, please go check it out. I think you're going to like it. It is a fun video. It was a fun video to do. I think Resurrection Man had potential. Too bad the writing wasn't good. Now, I only did the first issue. And the first issue, one of the things that I do say at the end is they did better with characterization on the body doubles than they did the Resurrection Man. And one more time, an algorithm helping fun from Wraith. Why, thank you. Actually, a twofer origin. Oh, I see what you did there because of either the two girls or the foursome origin, because they got the boobs. Okay, so there we go. That is that as far as the comments are concerned. Let me see if anybody wants to jump in and join me for a little discussion of things. There you go. I'm going to throw in the link. All righty. Let's see what we got here. I just sent the link to the DMs. Action Comics, there are people that don't like tacos, but if you find one, don't approach them. Just call 911. All Mexican love tacos. This is because all people love tacos. Yeah, you know what? I've never met anybody who doesn't. I'll tell you what I don't understand. California freaking shrimp tacos. Like, the hell's that all about? I'm sorry, but if you got like mint on it, what the is a mint doing on? And not like peppermint, but like mint. It's no. If it doesn't have that stomach-killing freaking chili powdered flavored beef under it, it's not a damn taco. California ruins everything, don't they? They really do. What does California give to the world these days? I don't know. Nah. I'm sure you could think of something. All righty. By the way, didn't I say something? What was it? I did just chastise somebody for grouping a whole bunch of people into one and then just saying all of them are the same. Wow. Yes, my hypocrisy runs high here. Yeah, there is a Painkiller Jane TV show. Or at least there was. Let's see. They make him so gay he made Lil Nas X look like Debo. I have no idea those references, dude. I'm way too old for that. To be fair, hard-shell tacos are an American invention. Yes, they are. Make America hard again. To me, soft-shell tacos, that's just a humiliated burrito. That's a burrito that just gave up. I was like, fuck it. Let's see what we got here. I meant Body Doubles and Resurrection Man first appearance in same book. Yeah. Let's see. Shrimp tacos are great, and there is no mint on them. Well, then I guess people in Florida are doing them wrong. Yucca. Shrimp tacos are. I am losing the shrimp taco battle. Okay, go on ahead, guys. I've done my bad food takes before where I say I don't like something and everybody rushes. So go on ahead. How am I wrong about the shrimp tacos? It's not a soft taco. It's just a small burrito. Thank you. Thank you. Exactly. It gave up. It doesn't want to go for the second wrap. That being said, there's a mom and pop Mexican restaurant here. And those are the only kind I really like, to tell you the truth. Because the bigger ones, they're just way too corporate. They don't have it. You go to a family-owned Mexican restaurant where they're trying to speak English to you, but maybe, the kids have to translate. That's some awesome freaking Mexican food. And they always bring the warm tortillas, and I don't care what I'm eating. Those things make it better. Go eat an onion. Fish tacos, if it's fried and wrapped in a soft tortilla, are quite good, says Maranya. What does California give to the world these days? Monkeypox. Oh, hey-oh. Shrimp tacos come from Mexico, not California, you loony Florida man. What's the difference anymore, Ash? Honestly. He has never seen Friday, and that's from his Generation X. It's a movie with... Yeah, I have seen Friday. What are you talking about? I've seen everything that was released in the 90s. Everything. Well, so long as it made it to some theater in the greater Orlando area. I was a projectionist for a long damn time. I was a manager of a movie theater, and we swapped passes. So I worked for Cinemark a lot. And if the AMC guys didn't get a movie we got, we would swap passes. So we would be able to go see everything. Let's see. By 2035, California would give the entire country most of its population after the fossil fuel ban kicks in. I mean, if one doesn't like shrimp, then a shrimp taco isn't going to change that. Shrimp is okay. I don't hate shrimp, but the problem I have when we go to restaurants, the problem I have with shrimp is that it's so hard for them to get it right. Like shrimp, you cook it for 15, 20 seconds. Okay, fine, boom. And I'm making up numbers here. But when you cook it for 22 seconds, it's a freaking rubber bullet. And that's really what happens with the taco people. Debo is the guy who gets knocked the F out. Oh, I don't remember the names. That was 20-something years ago. Oh, by the wrestling guy, Tiny Zeus Lester Rhaegar. That was him. The difference is Mexico is less communist and the people are nicer. Good one. Hey, let's start a fight. Turns the lights on him, give him third degree, and asked, pineapple on pizza. No, thank you. No, thank you. Not a pineapple on pizza fan. To me, there's actually a build your own pizza place that me and Gail love to go to. And to me, I would rather have salami than pepperoni, although pepperoni is awesome. So if I see salami and okay, I'm getting the salami, but pepperoni is a little bit more greasy, by the way. I also will put a little bit of blue cheese or feta cheese, depending on what's available. And then I get the cherry tomatoes, the brown olives, black olives if they're available. Artichoke might go on there, but not usually. It depends on what else is available. Usually, actually, instead of artichoke, I like banana peppers on the pizza for a little bit of spice, maybe some jalapeno. But that's typically my, maybe bacon too. Yeah, but that's how I make a pizza. Pineapple, no. But when we go to the Chinese buffet and they've got their little make your own noodle thing where you tell them what you want on it and they put it on the grill. I think it's hibachi or something like that. I always put pineapple in the noodles. So it's got the beef, the jalapenos, the cilantro, the bok choy, and then an egg and pineapple. Good stuff. Really good stuff. But yeah, no. If I were to just ignore the vegetables, then it's pepperoni and bacon or salami and bacon. So if you saw Showgirls in the theater and made it to the end, congrats. I did. I was made to. But I mean, you know, come on. It was horrible, but there were boobs every 15 seconds. Showgirls is god-awful movie. God-awful movie. I was a projectionist. We got the film, and my job, because one time I screwed up and I got the reels backwards on a movie, it was then my job to watch the movies after I built them. This actually was not a punishment to me. It meant I got to see everything. So, yeah, I was made to watch Showgirls. And, yeah, there you go. Everybody got AIDS and shit. That's actually a line from Showgirls. Everybody got AIDS and shit. Not for long, I hear Californians are moving to Mexico and making it worse. Actually, that is a story that's out there, right? Let's see. Mexico only has drug cartels that will chainsaw you to death, but that's normal. Pineapple pizza is 2 triangles, says Ash. Hey, you hear about the Atozi situation? I have no idea what the Atozi situation is. Please explain. Boxing Helena was good, but definitely disturbing. That was very weird. That was a very weird. Boxing Helena is a movie about a guy who's obsessed with a woman. So he cuts off her arms and legs and keeps her in a box. Yep. That is a movie, ladies and gentlemen. That is out there. Hawaii pizza was invented in California. And we are so sorry for that one. What was it in... what was that movie? It was like, hey, California, you ruined pizza. There you go. I won't be a problem, Joe. Mexico's constitution allows them to throw out anyone who they feel like at any time. Wouldn't that be nice too? I stayed for the book. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I felt, you know, I felt like it wasn't so much I wanted to. It was the job. It was my duty. It was my duty to stay and look at the boobs. Thank you. Thank you for backing me up on that. Thank you. All right, let's see. 2 triangles. It was a chef kiss emoji. Well, I'm looking at it on StreamYard. It looks like 2 triangles. It looks like 2 puppies, and they're wrestling in a pillowcase. Okay, yeah. If I go to the YouTube, I can see it's the chef's kiss. Okay, so apparently 2 triangles means good, guys. More or less, the YouTuber was sued by Crypto Bro, and the Crypto Bro dropped the lawsuit after YouTube raised over $200,000 in donations over the course of about 4 days. So 2 YouTubers went head to head, and one YouTuber realized he had a bigger fan base and said, "Nope, I'm gonna lose this one." That's all I know about it, dude. Sorry. There is a bit of a problem I've found. I find myself, I want to get back on doing videos every day, like I said, and putting out content. The thing is I don't get as bothered by things. I think I'm out of the loop. I think I'm not, like, when you're looking for shit to complain about, it's easy to find, but I stopped doing that. So I think I'm a little bit out of it, because now I'll read a headline that I would used to go, oh my gosh, I got a rant about this. And I would do this and I would go, nah. Yep, that's them. And that's been happening. I don't know if so by all means, ladies and gentlemen, at englandteen.com is the Twitter handle. If you find something you feel is worthy, by all means, please send it to me or talk about it in on a video or something. I read the comments before I do these videos. So by all means, please let me know if you think there is something out there video worthy. In just a little bit, I'm going to check something out. Hey, Jimmy, if you want to jump on here, you were brought up earlier. I mentioned how you've offered to be an editor here. All righty. There you go. We're having a little problem because YouTube up my phone number and everything. So the lawyer said he got the estimate from anywhere 75 to 500,000 it would cost him. Yikes. And it was the YouTuber's Hail Mary. I don't know. Sometimes just let shit go, dude. We're all talking about nothing and still finding ways to argue about it. Regular Tuesday. Isn't that nice? There you go. We can complain about anything. Okay, so I want to talk about this. I was going to talk about this last night, but I figured, okay, I'll have dinner first. So I went to this place called Qdoba, and I got a bowl of, they make this nacho cheese. It's really spicy. I like it. And I brought it home, ate. Okay, that's cool. And then passed the out. I mean, I passed the out. And I slept until about 11:30. I thought about going on, but Gail came home and yeah, okay, I'm good. I like to hang out with my wife. What's up, guys? To Hillium and Jimmicorks.
Shalom and good day. Good to see you.
All righty.
I hope you can hear me fine.
I can hear you just fine there, sir.
Oh, that's good.
Okay,
Shalom and good day.
You are
Good to see you, Jimmy.
You are Kiwi, right? The one with the accent there, to Hillium.
I'm actually in Australia.
Australia. Wow, y'all's accents are.
Yeah, I'm on the funny side end of the world.
Okay. The reason I mention it, and by the way, if either one of y'all want a face reveal, that's awesome. But the reason I mention it is because my daughter is leaving the nest, and she's going to. The reason, okay, I'll get to that too. Yeah, she met this guy on a. She's been a mod for his gaming channel, and they hit it off, and he came over to America to meet her. So she's going up. She got a factory job in Michigan. She's gonna go there for a little bit, make some money, and then gonna go over to New Zealand. And wow, I'm kind of scared and excited for her. You know. It's one of those things. Anywho, let's see what we got here. Englantine, you should do a movie review channel. Those are popular. I have one, and I don't do shit on it. Yeah, I would love to, Jimmy, because I watch at least a movie a day. It would be so easy to just pop up if I didn't have to show anything. You know, every time I damn show anything on the green screen or anything, even when I'm doing this. Like I've got a video on the Peacemaker, and behind me is the dance, and I'm fucking blocking the mother, and they still nailed it for me. You can't hear it. There's no music, nothing, and they still.
Yeah, I've done it. I've done multiple, and I can't figure out how to get past it. And I've tried many different ways as well.
How did it? Because I've even chopped up trailers and then mixed them up, and still got nailed for it. So I don't know how it is that Screen Crush or Jimmy Johns or whatever his freaking name is, do it. I don't get it. I do not know what the I don't know what the combination is to avoid a what am I trying to say?
Copyright claim.
Copyrights. Yeah, copyright infringement. So yeah.
Yes, the famous YouTube reaction channel, Jimmy Johns.
Yes, the movie guy. He wears a jacket. He's got the pompadour going on.
You're telling me there's an actual person who does reaction named Jimmy Johns, and it's not a sandwich shop?
Oh, freaking hell! What is his name? James Johns, Johnny Johns, something Johns.
Johnny Sins?
No, Johns. I'm pretty sure it's John. John Jones? No, he's a superhero. Is his name? He always does. He's been around for like 10 years. I don't know who I'm talking about.
Oh,
all right.
Stuckman?
No, not Chris Stuckman. Chris Stuckman is Chris. This guy is
I don't know
something
Chris,
Johns. No wonder you passed out. They thought he was the mule for the toucan.
Yeah,
No.
I was actually editing a video today for Wes. I'm pretty much done with it. So look out for a video about Shill Media being all run by the same company. That's going to be a banger video if Wes puts it up on his channel.
We'll see. I think I will produce a video about it so I can put it up first.
Well, I'm pretty much done.
No, it's a joke. I say stuff. The whole joke came from a while back. I would say something on a live stream, and then a day or 2 days later, they would have a video about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I figure if I'm going to hear about theirs first, yeah. Jimmy is a big time editor now. He does the live streams in his tidy whities or commandos. No, they're not commando cargo shorts. There is cargo shorts.
It's a tank top, and I've been editing all day on the big screen so I can have a big, broader screen so I can see more of the clips. And so, like, I don't have my webcam or anything set up. It's just my computer. So, sorry.
Okay, so there was something I wanted to do a video on. The comic's out, so I'm going to do a straight up review about it. But for now, somebody asked my opinion on it, so let's talk about it. DC introduces a new non-binary school friend for Damian Wade and John Kent. Now, here's a page or a couple of pages out of this book. The book itself is called...
You're talking about the Bleeding Troll article?
Okay. Did I not share it?
No, you got it up. It's up there.
Yeah, you got it up.
Okay,
You're
hold on.
talking about the Bleeding Troll article, right?
I am literally trying to. Yes. DC Saved by the Bell Rev is the book, and
I've read the story.
Okay.
There's not much wrong with it.
Okay. All righty. There we go. All right. So instead, we're going to talk about it like this. Okay. So.
Oh God.
I don't know what to do. Okay. Let me try that again. All righty.
What's the problem?
The problem is I'm trying to talk.
To heal him. Quiet.
And the Aussie is just going over. Okay. So here's the thing. I cannot imagine. I will read the story. I'm doing a review for the other channel. It might show up here, but I can't imagine this not stopping a story dead. They're sitting on the steps, and they say, I still think you should have let us kick their butts. Obviously, something happens. He says, what's your name? Sydney. Well, Sydney, I'm John. Behind me is Damien, our resident defender of the realm. Thanks, you guys, for sticking up for me, but I definitely don't want anybody getting into trouble, especially since I'm sure you've got some questions of your own you may be thinking about but don't want to ask. Last year, I changed my name to Sydney. I felt the name my parents gave me was locking into a traditional gender that I didn't feel that was who I am. What does that mean? It means that some people feel like they're a mix of both genders, while others don't feel like they identify with either gender. How do you identify, Sydney? I identify with both of them. I use they, them pronouns. I am pretentious, and I'm a dick. That's basically what he just said. Sorry, dude, you may be effeminate, but you're a guy, okay? And it's okay to be an effeminate guy. I fucking hate this bullshit. And I'm not going to call anyone they ever, by the way. Some non-binary people like me use the gender-neutral pronouns they and them instead of she or her or he or him. Does that kind of help? And it goes on, well, I'm all for giving old Jim and Greggy a talk. Why is this person who was raised in the Middle East having a great time with this? He would be against it. There's no conflict here. Make Damien an interesting character in this by calling out the bullshit of it. I'll talk to the principal, tell them what they saw. Maybe they could be suspended. No, John, they'll get tired of bullying me at some point. And the guys go, you know, that's not true. We need to beat the shit out of them. I'm paraphrasing. So we fast forward, and them ends up getting a head full of mop water and says, hey, Jim, I thought you were going to wait for me. And says, make up your mind, girl or guy. The kid walks off, and then he picks up a mop and he hits the guy in the face. The bully says, think that was cute? I'm going to lay you out. And then Sydney here uppercuts him, knocking him down. And we see John Kent saying, guess you decided not to turn the other cheek. He says, I decided to turn theirs this time around. He's saying ouch, and he's wearing a not he, not she, just me shirt. And there you go, guys. That is one page that everybody's kind of up in arms about. For me, is that the story? Because it seems to just stop. Like that whole explanation just seems to stop everything dead. This is the prime example of the message over the story. It's something I've called out for the last 7 years, that this is their biggest problem. They put the message before the story. In this case, the message is the story. It's actually worse. But I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of they, them, that kind of thing, because I see it a little bit different. You're not accepting yourself. You're not accepting your identity. You're making something up to fit it.
Well, with the Bleeding Troll, Rich Johnston here, he only put up certain images in relation to this story. I've read the whole story itself, and it's not as bad as people making it out to appear.
Yeah.
Like when you do see the whole story roll out, you do get to see the situation. You get to see that he's the new kid in school. Yeah, I do have maybe a little bit of criticism, but that's only in relation to that shirt. I don't think it really needs to be there. As for the rest of the story, it's actually quite good.
Okay, so you're saying, wait until the book is out.
Yeah.
Wait until the book is out. Get the full story before you go off all black pilled. You're calling
it
black
full. Yeah, go full context. Don't just.
Well, I did say that I would in fact.
Did
say I would in fact be giving a full review on it. So.
Yeah, I plan on doing a review on the story as well.
But go on ahead.
There's just no point in putting that in there, anyways, because.
Well,
you gonna go? What?
No, you finish.
The reason they put that in there was for virtue signal. No reason other than that. Now, they put that to the character, so we know that the character is a they-them person. Okay, now go on with the story. You don't need to keep, like, divulging into that. And then the character even says he's kind of a dick. He calls himself a dick. And the son of Superman would be like, no, you're not. He would try to be like, you can be whatever you want. Just be a good person. He'd always, because Superman and the son of Superman are always going to be there with the nicest thing possible to say, even in the worst circumstances. So, I'm also not there. Sorry, give me a second. I'm also not too far off from being in high school. I was in high school about 4 years ago. And no one acts like that to trans people. Not even one. They actually, if you're even somewhat snarky to someone who's trans because they're trans, everyone will gather around them and reassure them, say, you're fine, and then either mock the person doing that or find ways to get that person in trouble because they're being rude to someone who's trans.
Yeah, that's a lot different than my day. I do remember there was... when I was about 12, I was in junior high is what we called it. And there was a guy hung out with us. There's no way, shape, or form you didn't know this kid was gay. I mean, like, he was a flamer. He really was. And we're all standing around. There's this, it was outside, and there was this segment. It was kind of like a garden in the middle of everything. And we were all just Charlie Brown style leaning on it, talking whatever 12-year-old guys do. And I don't know what led to it. Like, I don't remember this part, the first part of the conversation, but we must have been talking about something and called it gay or whatever. Because and here's the thing, when kids say, oh, that's gay, you're not talking about gay people. You're not. And when you say, oh, that guy's gay, you're not saying he's happy. Words sometimes have different meanings. But the kid goes, well, I'm gay. And I just kind of looked at him because no fucking shit was my reaction. And but the other three guys that were with us, whoa, and they backed up and they were like, oh, what do I do? Where do I go? That kind of thing. And then he's always been, what the hell are you guys doing? And then it was kind of like, whoa. And then it was like, okay. And they just went right back realizing, he was yesterday too, right?
Well, that's
so
the problem. The people who are writing this story and stories like this were written in 2 generations ago, 3 generations ago.
Yeah.
And now the new generations, everyone's here just like, what's the problem? What's the point?
You don't see this anymore. Now, look, that group was different. There were people who would beat the shit out of a guy for being gay, just for being gay. So that did exist. To say it didn't,
I didn't say it didn't.
Is kind of a lie, but
I didn't say it didn't. I'm just saying that just doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah. Let's see. Here's my point. I don't care about the gender or whatever. The character selling me the story says in a disguise. The story is well written. The issue is gender politics, says Hendricks. They make LGBT characters so you're not allowed to criticize them. Allowed. Exactly. How's this conversation for preteens? I agree. John can't even escape the queer agenda even in a comic set in his past. Tomasi's a good writer. Stories where the superheroes beat up school bullies are dumb. The pronoun propaganda is just cringy icing on the cake. Well, I do think it's kind of funny that the kid is like, no, they'll stop bullying me. It's a comic book. You can throw any kind of message out there that you want, but violence is not the answer, is not a message that a comic book can actually sell, because they answer a lot of problems with violence.
Oh, here's a little secret. Tomasi's old man also served in the war.
Okay.
So you're a little bit wrong there, Breen.
What? Tell him what the hell do pronouns have to do with an adventure story? Oh, my bad. DC doesn't do adventure stories anymore. Let's see. Where are we going here? Like most leftists, the author fails to understand what turn the other cheek means. He didn't even reference it all in a way that made sense. They, them is only used correctly if the person has multiple personalities. Exactly. I will call a man a he, a woman a she, and I will always, my pronouns are the ones that have been used forever and a day, and I will use them accordingly. That is the way I see it. Let's see. The black pills went all, oh my God, Batman is bisexual from a couple of panels taken out of context in Batman Night. Yeah, read the book. Wasn't gay. Actually, even Nerdette went wrong on that one. But she did mention something that I will back up a little bit. Queer coding. The thing is I can see a Vita Ayala or a Mark Russell grabbing that panel and going, hey, see this? I can make him gay now. And I could see DC going, okay.
Actually, Mark Russell, I can see doing that. He'll talk more about other politics, but that's like the one thing I don't think he's talked about yet.
Yeah. The guy who bullied the non-binary kid is who Tomasi thinks all Republicans are. Let's see. I don't know what's with Tomasi, but it's interesting to note his Twitter doesn't promote this comic at all. Speaks to me about how he feels about this, but I guess even Tomasi can strike out. I don't know. Well, Tehillim is saying it's a pretty good story. Check it out. I'll do a review of it for tomorrow or the next. Or
then again, that comment. Then again, I'm not sure about that comment because you don't see other comic creators very often saying, check out this comic book that's not written by them.
Mm.
This is a, anthology.
Yeah.
We get a Green Arrow story after. I'm looking at it right now. Yo ho, pirates like for me. Dave Wilgaz does a Green Arrow story. We've got a Tiny Titans. I remember them. And let's see what else we get. What looks like a cabinet meeting with President Luthor. Oh, is it more of that bullcrap? Doesn't say who it's by.
Queer coding or queer segregation? Wording.
Is it Brandon Thomas? Yeah, so there's a lot of different stories in this book.
I understand that's a word that Nerdette uses.
Mm-hmm.
Queer coding or queer segregation?
What do you mean queer segregation?
Well, coding's, oh, if you just look at coding on itself, it's sort of like a segregated formula to which it involves sort of like, for example, just like for coding for computers, such as a binary coding. Then there's other codings, sort of like labels.
I'm so lost on what you mean right now, bro.
You remember when the meme went around to learn to code?
Yeah.
Right? It sounds like a perverse take on that. So from learn to code to queer coding, what makes them any different?
Well,
You just
Maranya's
segregating
mentioned.
it. Yeah.
Maranya's mentioning something I do agree with is that really coding whether it's whatever, queer or whatever, is really just trying to nitpick a grain of salt out of a bowl of water. And you could do it because everybody's backing up saying, oh yeah, see, so like if you do see that 2-panel story in Batman and everybody says, and there's a video that I am working on right now and it should be out tomorrow, 6 a.m. is I wanted to talk about the Punisher. I wanted to talk about the Punisher and the Punisher's logo because people are talking about how these characters are going to be coming back to the MCU. And it got brought up in a Twitter thing that hit my feed where they're talking about how the Punisher is, they've got to use a different logo because that logo has become political. I'm like, no. And this is going to be my point, so please watch the video. That it wasn't. It's just like any other lie that had been repeated by the left so many times that they believe it's the truth, while the rest of us are going, bullshit. It wasn't like that. You made it like that by constantly suggesting it was.
Well, if anything, they gaslighted the logo. But let's take another jump at that too, is that this logo of the skull has been around longer than the Punisher himself. It's also been around with the character of the Phantom too.
Okay.
Because one of the Phantom's logo is actually the skull.
Well, it's even further than that. If we're going back in history, a skull has been used forever for the symbol of death. Going back to the actual embodiment of it, going back to the 16, it's a little bit earlier than that, about the 14 to 1600s with pirates using skull and crossbone to represent death.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure the Punisher's logo it doesn't mean anything other than death.
By the way, comics. I have to ask Jim, can you send me a Twitter, a tweet, a DM, please, with whatever you're talking about? I lost all interest in Sandman today. Apparently, they're going to explore Death's sexuality. Can you send the receipts on that? I would love to do. A video on that because Death has no sexuality. I'm sorry, it's Death. It's
maybe
my goodness.
BDSM.
Yeah, it's like I'm trying to look for an example. There's a TV show. It's called Community. And yeah, brilliant show. One of the best things I ever that's ever said on the show was said in the first episode. And I always loved it because it's absolutely true. He says, he's talking about humans and things that we do, how we come together. And he says, I know for a fact that I'm going to paraphrase, I can name this piece of paper Tom, and when I rip this, a piece of you dies, because we put emotional weight if we understand it has an identity.
On labels.
Yeah, well, on anything. We look at animals. Oh, isn't that animal cute? And we start maybe even putting human emotions with that animal. Animals instinctual for the most part.
Well, that's why people say don't name animals, because you'll be attacked.
And that's what that would have to be what's going on when you're talking about something like Death's sexuality. We've seen Death as the goth girl that we've all known and love her to be, and the black lady that's on the TV show. And she's a beautiful woman. So we're putting our own sexuality onto her, onto Death. But death is only a concept. Death is not an actual being, and that's that it's ridiculous. There's no sexuality to the concept. On the other hand, Dream does love, but part of Dream is love and desire and all sorts of stuff. So,
well, then again, there's desire as well, who would have sexuality, because sex and humanity, there's desire in sex. So, I mean, that'd be a part of it too, because they're created because of us.
They will not make true villains who are supposed to be evil a member of the alphabet community, because, of course, that means that every member of that community is automatically evil. Because, much like we were talking with Brian, they are the bigots. And I am, and by that I mean there is a section of the far left that will not appreciate any other take on things, and they see people in groups. You're not a black person. You're a part of black people. You're not a white person. You're a part of white people. I think it makes sense for death to be a being and have personality. For many people, death is literally the face of their fellow man, says Rhaegar. Given what the word Thanos actually means, it is ironic that he would covet death. So please, by all means, explain. But there you go. That's something. I don't think that death as a concept would have a sexuality. Because she, by the way, unlike Dream or Desire or even Despair, does not relate to human beings like that. Or anything. She is not just death for humans. She's death for everything. She is, I guess, what's that word? Entropy? Thanos in Greek means immortal. That is funny. So immortality loves death. That actually kind of makes sense. I mean, if you are immortal, the one thing that you can never have is death. So maybe that's what he's longing for. I don't know. It's a way to look at it, I guess. Alrighty, let's see. Let's take a couple more of these. No, they would not have sexuality, but they would be an entity with purpose, says Rhaegar. Yeah, well, that's what I mean. That death's relationship with things would not be the same as Dream. So even though Dream might actually love and take a lover, as we saw him, you see him in the TV show, and he does so in the book as well. Death would not have that same kind of relationship. So if they're giving her sexuality, then I think they're thinking about it that deep. It's more, and I'm going to count it up to more virtue signaling than any kind of actual thinking of the writing and so forth. But that's just me. I'm a different breed of cat. All right, gang, we are about an hour and a half in. We're actually an hour and 22. So I'm going to call this. Thank you very much for Jimmy and Tehillim for jumping in. Thanks with all the questions and all the comments and everything to keep this thing going past the actual YouTube comment section. That was kind of fun. Yeah. Once again, leave the comments on the video and the videos that are being posted. Obviously, I'll take a day, I'll take a night, maybe it'll always be Tuesday, maybe Wednesday, and read comments from the last week or so. I certainly have fun doing that, and it does help out the algorithm. Sharing costs you nothing, leaving a comment costs you nothing but a few little clicks on a keyboard. And if you don't mind helping out the channel financially, there's a link to Ko-Fi, and it's in the description below. Thank you very much for posting it there, Maranya. Just go on over. There's a tip jar there. You can just drop $1 in the tip jar. Thank you very much for everybody who's already done that. To everyone, all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching.